Hello, welcome back. Another episode of Bob. In this episode, I'm going to be fiddling around with a door. Mainly stripping a door down so that I can get it as light as possible so I can actually trial fit it into the passenger door hole aperture. If you like this kind of stuff, if you don't and find yourself you can't turn it off, or you really dislike me, give me a thumbs down. I don't care. If you want to tell me why I do care, I will listen. If you want to contact me, Church House Classics, it is all one word at gmail.com, and I will respond. It might take me a day or two, but I do respond. Bear in mind that doing this sort of stuff is the day job. The videos is a public information service for your benefit. Not even my ego, really. Anyway, if you want, well, for any given reason you fancy donating a pint, or you want to buy some merch, exciting key rings, or, exciting bottle openers that also act as key organisers, or you want to support the channel, helping me buy new things, like microphones, then there's a PayPal Me thing down here. All donations are thanked personally on email. If you want me to turn up at your house, that's just odd. Anyway, enjoy the video. We had a monster storm here in Devon over the last 2 or 3 days, but last night especially was quite spectacular. The big canopy that was up outside the pub. Obviously, the pub's locked down now. Thank you, COVID. The pub is closed, but the canopy was still outside the pub. Anyway, it took off, landed on the roof of the pub. It's a big bloody thing as well. It's like a circus tent. Anyway, it's on the roof of the pub. So they had to get a Land Rover to drag that off. But all of this crap, this floor was clean yesterday. Everything is just blown into the back of the barn. Have to put another bloody sweep up. Oh, dearie me, Saturday. Quite pleased with this so far. So where did I get to last night? So really, I can't remember what I mentioned now, but really, this A-post now, apart from dressing back some of the welds, it's 99.99999% of the way there. I might still just cut this section here, percuss that back a tiny bit. It's not bad. This bit here, you see, has gone indented. It'll either be a skimmer filler or something. We'll do something. Okay? But what I need to really do is to make sure I've got a straight line from here downwards. Okay? If I put a straight edge on that, there's a convenient straight edge. If I put a straight edge on that, you can see I've achieved that on the outer edge of the door, but on the inner edge, it's got quite a big section there. Largely because that bit is too far out. Because you can see there's a gap at the bottom there. There's a gap at the top. So if I was to put a cutting disc down there, push that back in again, re-weld it, it will make it look nice. Bloody great big wasp. What are you doing around? It's fucking November, you turd. Yes. Right. Okay, so that's the A-post. The B-post, as you saw yesterday, is starting to go into the right shape. Now, one of the challenges I had, let's just rest the tripod on the floor so I'm not wobbling it around. One of the challenges I had before when doing this was it wasn't actually on the car when I was doing it, when I was welding up the sections of the B-post. So now I understand how this structure all fits together, and this piece here is the bit that I really want to retain. So this piece here that I've gone to some effort to save, this lip here, is part of the complex structure between the inner shell and the outer shell. And that's the other half of it. So where the gutter goes and where this goes, and there's two pieces and they're kind of clamshelled together. But then there's also strengthening ribs in and around the base of the B-post. So I'm just trying to replicate that as much as is possible. One of the challenges I had last time I did a B-post, and that would have been on the 1972 Project Alan, was that this section down here, and you can see on this already, it has distorted and warped. Because of the heat when I'm putting weld into it. It's quite a common problem you're going to find when you're putting seam welds into anything less than about 10 gauge steel. The steel will start to warp. So all I really do, I got the shrinker stretcher It's not quite so easy to use a shrinker stretcher on a piece when it's like, you know, attached to the rest of the A-frame. So it will probably end up being a case of actually just putting a cut in it, adjusting it so it's correct, making sure the lines are straight, and then just welding the cut back up again once it's in the right position. So the A-post I'm largely happy with. It actually sits quite neatly against the bulkhead. The B-post needs a little bit more work. But as, kind of once I know I've got the gap between the A and the B post correct, then I'm going to really just weld it straight onto the sill and be done with that. I'll be happy with it. Fix the ABS on L95. I'll go over that in a second. But I might do a little video on L95. Right, where's the door? Torch. Seats, dash. There's the roof panel someone butchered. Driver's door. Remains of a tailgate. Boot floor. Rear wings. Right at the fucking back. Typical, isn't it? We're a bit soggy underfoot in here, but I am standing on pallets. Bollocks. I'm going to have to tip the whole bloody lot out. What I'll do, though, I think, things like rear wings are utterly useless to me now. They're not going to get tipped. Of course they're not going to get tipped. There's the boat anchor of an engine. There's a whole load of... Probably could do with a bit of a tidy up in here, actually. Oh, look, there's Sandy's floor. Forget all the shit that's in here. There's a door skin there off a... is that a door skin? That is a door skin. I probably need to do a bit of a stock check in here. It's a bit tidier. Really just trying to get everything that I want to keep off the floor because the floor's damp. So there you go, there's one flat pack Range Rover there. Well, bobtail Range Rover anyway. Doors out. Now disappointingly, I would appear to have chopped the bottom hinge off. And that is disappointing. I thought I was a bit less brutal than that. Right, so I need to strip this thing down now. As you can see, we have got uber rare, extra rare fittings on this. That, very, very, very rare. It's got a largely intact quarter-light rubber. That bit's a bit knackered, but the one on the other side, I've probably pinched for another job. Let's get the door stripped down. Let's lift the door up onto the bench. You do need to be Hercules to work with one of these, I'm afraid. They are not light. There is nothing lightweight about these doors. You realise quite how much work the A-post and the door hinges have to actually do. It's crazy. Beautiful. So that's gone on the wrong way round. Why's that gone the wrong way round? Gibbons. Right, okay. Let me focus over here. So this door mirror I'm just looking at, it should just be a couple of screws, and if they're loose, it should just come off. It does. Look at that. I don't know where this came from. I've got no idea. It's pretty seized up, but Ars Auto, made in Italy. ARS, sounds like Ars Auto to me. Ars Auto. Let's go. Standing up. You don't want to strain something now, do you? Oh my goodness, right. Of course I've managed to find the two screwdrivers that I literally just put here not moments before. Right, someone's put some effort into that, haven't they? They really have. I'll Tell you what though, the bottom edge of this door, a bit gone up there. I'll go over it with a needle scaler. The bottom edge of this door frame ain't bad. This might need the electric screwdriver. By the time I found it, got another big bucket of self-tapping screws here. But obviously this is not going to go back on, it'll be nice new. Ooh, there's a rust bubble there. Tiny. Huge plate welder over here. Epic. That's around the front hinge mount, which, because that's gone on there, I'm rather hoping now that those hinge screws will undo. And if they do, that will be good. I might have actually just cut that hinge because it may well have been that the hinge was shagged out. I don't necessarily need to get the door catch out, but I do want to get the glass frame out, which could be a complete pain in the arse, or it might come out dead easy, I don't know. Sorry, getting distracted by rust. Yeah, it's a nice big piece of, I don't know, aluminium or something. Yeah. Fuck my boots. See, although it's been painted black on the inside here, underneath, you can see custom blue. And the number plate on the glass, the etched number plate on the glass, matches up with the vehicle ID. There's lots of big lumps of Hessian in here. All of which you see would have caused rot. Window regulator off. Right, I need to get this armrest off now. Looks like it has just got one big screw on it. Bum, 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 bum. Come on. Yeah. I don't know why I just put my hand in. That should slide up now. That's the idea behind it. It's pretty fucking ganky, I'll give you that now. Right. I want to save it though, because it's needed. Right, they need this hook on at the top here. There you go, off. Fucking no rust in here at all. Fuck's sake. Anyway, have these off. So the door handles themselves come off. There should be a crosshead screw in here. It might not be a crosshead screw, of course. Pretty sure now it's going to be a flathead screw because someone, this one's got a crosshead in it. You just undo the screw and the handle comes off. There we are. It's a good order, isn't it? Right, and then this one. Is a flathead. Right, so these are the pull handles. Once these two screws are out, the pull handles slide off nicely. Now these fellas are easy because you just undo the bolt that's hidden underneath the armrest. And then when you've done that, pivot it, pull them out. They've got like a little T-bar thing on the end of them. Both of those. And then I should be able to get this top cover off. the lock surround over here, can you see that lock surround over here is actually just part of the cover, and it stays on the cover. I'll need to retrieve it, of course, because at some point we're going to be, because the door, there we are, is off. That's that. Now, I don't think there's any screws on here, so this should now come off. It's gracious. I mean, shagged out, but here we've got, oh God, stinks. Here we've got all the lock mechanisms and fixings and bits and bobs, and a couple of spiders just thrown in for good measure. So I'm not too bothered with all of that. What I do need to do though is get in here, there's a bar which goes on to, if it does, 1/2 inch I think that one is, or it's going too bloody deep. No, there it goes. Sometimes these undo, sometimes they don't. I think we're on the, doesn't undo on this one. Oh no. So these early cars had this reinforcing bar bolted on to the bottom of the window channel. But I found out you can't get the window frame out while it's in place. Six-sided socket would have been easier. Oh, the other one is not fitted, so this has been out at some point. Because 2 of the bolts are missing. Tiny little short fella. And then that reinforcing bar should now in theory come out. And it's trapped. What's it trapped on? Ah, the bolt is still there. So the regulator will need to come out. We need to get the window channel brackets off. There's one up there. The one has a little retaining clip on the inside. Only 3 more fixings. There's 2 screws over on this A-post area, and there's 1 bolt. That's a screw. It's the original bloody screw. It may or may not come off. It might need a bit of impact wrench. The danger is sometimes they're a bit of a ball's ache. This is all the inner structure, all the inner frame of the door. I'm not too bothered about any of that. Let me, in fact, what I wanted to do was wind the regulator down. It's not surprising. It really isn't. Just chewing that. New. We're going to be Mr. Drilling in a minute. That should, in theory, start to come out. It should do. But I think what we might end up here is the stop of the bolts is just caught inside the frame. Manipulating regulate it outwards. This one as well. There it goes. Just walking up. I want the glass to stay in the door, is what we're doing here. Now, how many screws come out? This would have been make the whole load easier. Oh, hang on a second, I know what's happened here. The bloody... I forgot to set the reinforcing cover out, haven't I? Right, so what we need to do now, unfortunately, is wind the window up, remove the regulator. I don't do this. Put that under there. Down far enough, I can get this up. I know it's a faff. Tell me about it. And I pull this upwards. Still, I can see the offensive bolt, which is right there. Weird because that will not fit on it. Let's get a spanner for an 11. Ah, Mr. Gravity. How fucking convenient. Really helpful of you. Honestly. Bastard. Not very fucking helpful at all. This thing's here. Get on my fucking goats. Right, what we got? You don't get this level of stupidity on other channels, I tell you. You have to come to this channel, watch this sort of shit, I tell you. Honestly, it is. Right, that can come off now. I can go down there. Oh, I know the fucking drill, there it is over there. That's the plate. That's the fucker I was just trying to get hold of. And it just did not want to come out. Now it snaps off. That's nice, isn't it? Right, that's okay, done that. Now I've done that. Ah, Mr. Gravity, fuck you. I should be able now to pull this whole frame out of the door. There it comes. There we go. And that rail there is what it screws onto. The challenge I was having was because this rail's got a big rib down the outside of it, and when the bolt goes into it, it sits between these two ribs, and you can't get a spanner on it. Well, apart from me. Anyway, it's off. Right, so door, frame and glass is out. That can go there. I've got keys for this. I don't think I've got keys for this. I don't think there was an ignition lock on it. Okay, so the outer lock can come off. Before I get in touch with all the outer lock shit, I want to get this hinge off so I can put another hinge on the bottom here. And we can trial fit this up to the car when I've welded the A-posts on, which was the objective of this job. Storage on big boy camera ran out, so I'm on the phone now. But basically the 3 bolts held that hinge in place. Yeah, they just undid. Beautiful that.